Hey, what's up, brothers and sisters? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Guys, I apologize for the late video. I have some family in town, and, it's the Sabbath, and the Lions are on, and, it's a day of rest, so the video comes out late. But go Detroit Lions! So let's look into today's market indices, and then my favorite stocks to trade. We have a lot of stocks that are setting up on both day trading and swing trading charts, and so we want to go into it. There's really not much to read on the indices. When the indices just go flat, like we had kind of the other day and the day before and the day before, the market is still ripping all over the place. So I wouldn't read too much into the indices. We're in the Goldilocks zone, meaning that the market is trending up, and there's not really, whether the market goes up or down a little bit here or there does not really matter. The market is still showing stocks that rip. The SPY is also showing a little bit of consolidation at market highs above the bone zone. I mean, for me, this looks like all systems is go. We're not seeing any red flags yet on whether the market should go down. Yes, if you look into the economics, you're like, wow, I read this guy's blog. I read this guy's thing. Wow, it looks nasty. There's soft landing, hard landing, no landing. What does that have to do with stocks? Nothing, right? If you're sitting there and you're like, wow, employment is this, employment is that. Well, the market has still been going up, right? You can make some weird case. A lot of people make some weird case. Well, the world is ending. The socialists are in control. Here we are. The market is at highs, right? None of this it's all just words, and none of it really means anything. As you get closer to election season, you start hearing terms, and the terms mean nothing. They're just words. They're just verbiage. It doesn't really mean anything. Here we are. The market is at all-time highs. Every stock you look at looks fantastic. Stocks are exhibiting all sorts of bounces and thrusts on their earnings. So we can have our own opinions. That's totally fine. But does it have anything to do with the price of stocks? No. And if you look at long-term things, there's not really any difference. Democrats, Republicans, independents, they're just all words. The market tends to go up, except for once every about 10 years or so when it crashes from the excesses of all people, right? So don't worry about this stuff. The market right now is showing us a signal that everything is hot. And the worst thing that you can do is think. Just think. The worst thing you can do is think and overthink, right? So we don't see any evidence right now that something is changing. So let's dig into the watch list. There's so many good-looking stocks out here. I would hate for, Saul to get caught in the weeds in a place where the weeds don't matter. Nothing will change. 6 months from now, the world will seem exactly as it is now. And 6 months before now, the world seems pretty similar to it is now. It's just the way it goes. So I know there's a lot of people, they sell stocks because they think, oh, election. It doesn't mean anything. So let's get into the watch list, and let's go do the Lord's work in the devil's playground, all right? Because there's so much awesome stuff happening. Who gives a shit about the rest, right? So, first of all, silver stocks are going. So before we get into any of this, so the QQQ looks great. The SPY is breaking out. The IWM is also at a level of resistance that's about to break out. The rest of it doesn't matter, right? Opinions, the news, whatever our personal thoughts is doesn't matter. We are at breakout on all walks. And then beyond that, right? And this is what throws people off, like gold is breaking out too. Now, why is that? I don't want to put any conjecture in it. What I will tell you is this. There's more buyers than sellers, and that's why it's going up. We can look at the rest of it, but who cares? Silver finally broke out, right? So silver looks like incredible breakout. So I want you to add some silver stocks. So the SLV, this is the silver ETF, is breaking out the highs right now. It's a multi-year breakout. I don't know here. Let's take a look here. It's a multi-year breakout, but it's not all-time high breakout. So it's got some room to go, right? It's got some room to go. But this is a great breakout. It's been lagging gold, right? It's been lagging gold more than even its historical precedents, in which silver does tend to lag gold. Even though it has more probably utility than gold, it tends to lag it by a little bit, and now we're coming out. It moves 6% on Friday. Silver never moves at all. So I've got a whole host of silver stocks on the watch list. I think if this breakout holds, which it's probably going to based on the overall direction of gold, we should add some exposure. If you got an IRA, a 401k, you got to have some silver in it, and you got to add it pretty quickly. Maybe not tomorrow, but let it dip back a little bit. And I think you're going to be in for, man, you're going to be pretty happy about this when you look at it in a few months. Gato. That's cat for Spanish, if those of you guys that don't know. This has got a good look to it. This is a silver stock. You're breaking out a level here. Up 15%. Any weakness on this? The retest this. We got to hit this thing. It looks fantastic. Dude, AG, this is another one, right? First Majestic Silver Corp. You got to break out here. It's not even near all-time highs. And you can see here, if it breaks all this stuff, it's got a huge base. I think this one, too, 15%, 20 million shares in volume. Dude, we got to get a little piece of this thing. If it dips down, if it opens weak, we want a red to green. And, guys, this is a good type of stock for you guys to trade. Look at the way it moves. It's a steady eddy. It just moves real linear. It moved 15% for the day, but, dude, real steady. No big shakeouts. No big candles. No big volatility that would say you need to be an expert to trade this and corral it. It just trended up all day. It's a steady eddy. It's a good stock. Let's add it to the watch list. Hot. Crypto stocks were hot. I've been calling this for days and days. Look at the past videos, past videos before that. I've been telling you, mstr is going to go. Coin's going to go. Dude, this thing is about to go, right? BTBT is about to go. Wolf is about to go. These are good stocks. Any weakness on this, I want to add it. And I also have this on watch list for a swing trade too, because this W pattern is very powerful. That's your classic bottoming pattern that works in this specific market. It's not in all markets, but in this specific market. Got a flag partner, EXK. This is also a silver stock. mstr, dude, this has been my main money maker. I can't even count. So we've been talking about this stock on so many times. On Friday, it went nuts. The previous Friday when I was posting this, told you it was going to go nuts. For some reason, this stock has a tendency to go nuts on Fridays. It went nuts on Fridays, then it spent 4 days consolidating. When a stock that goes nuts on Friday spends 4 days just relaxing, it typically goes that Friday again. Dude, look at the calls on this, 200%, 185. I mean, you got the liquidity, you got the boots, you got the coots, you got a little bit of everything. That's a damn good looking stock. Go Detroit Lions. Peloton. You got a base breakout here. It's took out that 550 range, went to 6. Any tap back on this, look at the range on this thing. You know, you had 30 million shares a day in volume. Guys, people are picking off these bottoming stocks. Like, you want to be in this, right? You need to be taking a piece of these bottoming stocks at it. Space has got a similar look here. Test. Dude, it took off on Friday. I've been posting the watch list for what? 2 weeks straight? You can't miss this one. It's a Butamus Maximus Maurilius. Is very nice. The Wolf Nation. Test. This 530 is a big spot. If it breaks 530, you have 0 levels of supply of shares till the mid 6s. That's a good look right there. Let's add it to the watch list. Palantir. So you popped up, you pull back into the bone zone, and you're just basically flagging here. I wouldn't say this is the hottest setup, like it's like some big multi-year breakout, but if it breaks this level here, if you look at the daily chart, all right, you got IPO highs right here. I think you could have something. Let's add it to the watch list. And then UPST, man, I would say this is ready to party in the mañanas. That's tomorrow for those of you guys that don't know Spanish. It's got a great look to it. It's just basing out here over 50. You got the 9 EMA curling up. You get a big, longer-term breakout. We are in the market for this type of pattern. This market right now is picking up what? Bottoming stocks. And we have it right here. You got a bottoming play, and then you got a flag place. You got a convergence of multiple things. Got the 9 EMA coming, curls for the girls coming up under the kitchen. Dude, that's a good stock right there. PayPal. I may look at some 81 calls on this. It's not a huge mover. It moves like a handful percent a day. But the options on this move really well. If it breaks this flag, I would think if you do the Friday calls on this, you're probably looking at a 2-bagger, 3-bagger. And then I got Match.com here. Test. Match.com and Bumble both look good. I don't know what's going on. They've been left for dead for a long time, but they both look fantastic. They're more swing traders than day traders, so I wouldn't sit there and put it on the watch list and try to scalp it around like some degenerate. They are buy and holds for a couple weeks. If they break these levels, there's something happening here that makes them both look juicy and saucy. Keep them on the watch list. And then Pan W. This 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests. And then you also have a little high tight flag that's developing while it's going in. You can't beat that, guys. This is a good looking stock here. Watch that 380 spot. All right, guys. Last week was hot. The week was hot. The week was even better before that. I need you to be a little bit careful. And the reason I need you to be a little bit careful is if you look at a weekly chart, right? The QQQs have been on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. It doesn't mean it can't be up more. You can see there's a history of just being up many weeks. But even within that, you have some resting periods, right? We haven't had that yet. Will that happen just now? I'm not really sure. But we should be mindful that it can happen any day. Any day. So protect your capital, be smart, and play cool. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the morning. Peace.